but unfortunately, yeah, with a 5-minute early start, it looks like Cirque is going to lead off for Mandler. He's going to foul that one off, strike one, and we still have some issues when it comes to streaming. Yeah, very, very weak connection up here. That could pose a serious issue and make a stream impossible. Okay, it looks like we finally got a second bar, third bar. There we go. Finally, unless it just went back down. I might just be having to find a spot to keep it at. And now it's a 1-1 count. This might just be a record game, unfortunately. But again, we are recording. I'll fully get the lineup set and stuff. I'd have sworn 5 extra minutes. Here's the pitch from Circe. Down upstairs, and it'll be ball 2. Mandler struggled. He went 0 for 6 yesterday. Three one for Mandler. And ball 4. Mandler gets aboard. And that'll bring up Cooper Smith. At this stage, this first inning will probably be a little more slow when it comes to getting things set as we're trying to figure things out. But that'll put Max Mandler at first base. First pitch is fouled away. 0-1 is the count to Smith. 0-1. Batting ninth will be Logan Scheider, the third baseman, and batting the 10th spot and hitting it as a catcher will be Lucas Berube. The last time this team was facing each other at Dunn Field, the Red Wings saw themselves winning their 4th straight game. 0-2 now with that runner on. That one grounded and gets into the outfield. Mandler's going to round third, or heading to third. It'll be a single that puts runners at the corners. So we're going to hope things can still work when it comes to the stream, but obviously just not good connection as what it's being shown on OBS. But what is good is the start from the Pios. 2 opening base hits, that walk from Mandler, and now a single that advances Cooper Smith to third. Circe in the mound. In the second inning, I'll give you positional updates if, the stream's still up. First pitch to Marsh. That one high, ball 1. Fouled away. The count now 1-1 for Marsh. Marsh really starting to improve. He's sitting over 400 here in the month of July. And he's looking to get to 300 on his average for the season. It's Marsh currently up. Up next is going to be Frank Wayman. Marsh is going to send that one to the outfield. It's caught, and Mandler's just going to stay at first. I think that Mandler would have been safe, and now it does get away, so Mandler will score. It is a sacrifice fly. Cooper Smith the second. Mandler comes home, and Elmira, after winning last night with a big margin, starts off against the team they've struggled the most against this season with a first inning run. Great news for the Pios. Ready to go. Designated hitter, number 33, Frank Wayman. Off of the error reception throw made by the catcher, Shane Dukes. So Wayman now up. He's got Cooper on second. Here's the pitch from Surs. Low. And strike one. This umpire is very vocal and not very active in the motions. Very late call on that first strike. 1-0 count. Now it's going to be 1-1. Wayman at the plate. That one grounded over to first and picked up. It'll advance Cooper Smith to third, though. 2 away. Forgot to add that first out. Things will be more organized later in the game. It was a rush start here, and also not great connection. I see you, Edwin, and hopefully you can see me, but yeah, just nothing really working here. That'll bring up Joe Muzio. He went around strike one, tried to hold up there, but just committed. And yeah, do let me know in the comments if the stream is actually working somewhat. Otherwise, I might just have to stop it and record it. Of course, be sure to catch it later if it is recorded. 0-2, Pios down to their last strike. They did score a run. Surs looking to get out of the inning here. And ball one. Looks like it just slipped a little outside. So Muzio still going to be at the plate. Fouled away, so Muzio keeps alive for the inning. Surs making his second start for the season. And 2-2 now, as that one is taken by Muzio, utilizing some discipline to keep alive here. And outside. So now the count is full for Joe Muzio. That is huge for him. All right, that's good. I'll try to stream as long as I can if it does let it keep going. But Muzio will finally succumb. The first strikeout now for Surs to end the inning. Pios score a run off a hit. There was also one throwing error with one left on base. Pioneers Baseball returns to the second. No advertisement this inning, as I still have to set everything up. Bottom of the first here. And by the way, if the lag is getting way too much, you can watch the game live over with my counterpart in Geneva. The full game will still be recorded here and put up onto YouTube afterward, no matter what. And I probably will have to, since the stream pretty much dies on and off. I'm going to leave that a comment as well really quickly. But we're ready for the bottom of the first inning. I'm going to keep going as long as YouTube lets that stream stay healthy. First pitch here, Ethan Herrera on the mound. He's going to foul this one back. 0-1. We're pretty close to the field, but the good news as well is that there's a chain link fence and net here to help catch balls. Oh, 2 now. This one fouled away again. Treble leads off. Him, Ducks, and Circe, who's a two-way player similar to Herrera, are going to be on the mound. Or going to be the leadoff 3. Yo 2. This one's going to be grounded, and Ethan Herrera picks it up. One away as he makes the toss to Muzio. One away here, and now we'll be able to tell you how the defense for your Pios lines up. On the mound, of course, Ethan Herrera. Lucas Bruby forms the battery. Over at third base, Logan Scheider. Shortstop, Lucas Phelps. Second base, Joel Osofsky. First base, Joe Muzio. Marsh, Mandler, and Cooper Smith in the outfield. Wayman is the DH. Herrera is the EH. First pitch now, 0-1-0. I'll be able to bring up some stats a little bit later, as Ducks is now in the middle of his at-bat. 2-0 here. Geneva and Elmira in a bit of a playoff hunt here. Geneva, of course, currently 4th in the West Division. Pioneers currently 6th, still looking to close that gap to both Auburn and Geneva. A win here could be huge for that. 2-1 now from Herrera. This one's going to be popped up at right field. Cooper Smith getting under it. 2 away. So quick start here for Ethan Herrera, which is definitely great to see. That'll bring up Circe. He's the pitcher, and he'd love to get some run support. Last time he did start, he actually did get himself run support with a 3-run home run against the Pios, which ultimately was enough to hand them and Mike Sokol a loss. That was one of those games where the Pios could do barely anything. In danger of actually getting mercied. This one sent deep center field. Mandler tracking back, and Mandler will make the catch. No, he can't. It will be dropped. Circe with a double with 2 away. That one was close to a home run, and I thought almost at first that Mandler got to it. He was there, but not able to make the catch. That's a 2-out double.
Extra hitter, number 23, Mike Gorham.
Thanks for the update, Edwin. And by the way, earlier today, Jamestown won, as Jamestown's getting into that fight as well. They're currently 3rd in the PGCBL West Division. So it'll be interesting to see which way will be scaled, whether the 6th place Pios can get closer or the 4th place Geneva Red Wings can stay safer. Both teams coming off of big wins last night. Swing and a miss, strike 1. Now at the plate for the Red Wings, it's Gorham. He's the team's extra hitter. Batting a bit over 250. Higher than a lot of the Pios hitters and the Pio team average. Now 0-1 here for Gorham from Herrera. And 1-1. Again, thank you, Hilliard, this inning sponsor for your Elmira Pioneers. You'll be seeing an advertisement from them once we get to the break. If Ethan Herrera can get this final out right here. That one's sent to left field. Will it drop, though? No, it will not. Instead, landing directly in Bobby Marsh's glove. That'll be the inning. One hit from Circe, and that's all, as one runner will be stranded. Pioneers will once again take the early lead, but still plenty of time to go. More Pios baseball coming up with the second inning after this.
Owned and operated since 1905. At the Hilliard Corporation, we've proven ourselves time and time again as the leading industrial manufacturer in the Elmira and Southern Tier region. We make the products you need with the quality you and your business deserve. Industrial clutches and brakes, drivetrain products, filtration equipment, engine starters, braking systems. We engineer, manufacture, and distribute them. All of the products we manufacture are designed right here, so we truly know the products we provide for you, inside and out. On top of being an industrial manufacturer, at the Hilliard Corporation we also serve as a weld shop and machine shop. We specialize in creating custom parts and pieces to fit particular and uncommon applications. The secondary location is the home of the drivetrain division, where products for Polaris and other vehicle manufacturers are made. This is a high-volume, celled manufacturing plant that produces thousands of parts daily. Over time, Hilliard's product line has diversified, but our company has stayed true to our Elmira roots. Today, Hilliard maintains its original location while continually expanding its motion control and filtration product lines in the Elmira area.
Second inning about to get underway here. Had to cut back just a little early. Lucas Phelps will lead off for the Pioneers. So I'll let you guys know over the break I was watching. What's good is that the audio quality seems fine. The video quality looks more choppy than Max Mandler's 0 for 6 day at the plate last night. So if you want better video, you could probably pull up Geneva on the side. Well, the audio should still be working here. Either way, the full thing will be recorded, and I'll likely post it up on YouTube after, as it will be in better quality. Now, 1-0 for Lucas Phelps. He leads off for your Elmira Pioneers. That one tagging the outside corner, 1-1 count. Quicker start today here on Sunday, 5 p.m. Regular start time for tomorrow's game back at Dunfield. Interleague between your Pioneers and the Mansfield Destroyers. The Pios get some revenge against Jonathan Haynes, a former Pio who had left to join Mansfield earlier this season. 1-2 now to Lucas Phelps. Pios going up against a lefty here in Nick Circe, and if you don't know, Pios do like to face lefties and have a better average against them all season. But Phelps is going to go down swinging for Circe's second strikeout of the game. That'll bring up the team's true Otani and Joel Osofsky, who is literally a 10-tool player. Osofsky at the plate. He had a solid night last night and wanting to improve here. Great job on the field, great job at the plate, and last time he had a great 6-inning outing in Watertown. I have a feeling he'll be getting another start shortly with the Pios, or if not, we'll be likely seeing him in the bullpen from time to time. That one's going to be grounded up the middle for a base hit. Pios get their second hit here, a single for Osofsky. Gets by Circe, he's not able to pick it up. One on with one away. It does open up the double play opportunity for the Pios. And now it'll bring up the Pios pitcher Ethan Herrera, who would like to help his cause even more at the plate. He's done a mix of pitching and hitting this season. Hasn't been amazing at either, but has recently had some great outings, earning the trust to get the full start from Drum tonight. 0-1. Owen here for Herrera. That one outside, ball one. So we'd mentioned that the Geneva Red Wings and Elmira Pioneers have had a couple games before, and recently they haven't gone well for the Pios. Pios conceding double-digit runs both times they faced them in the last two. And the Pios will want to change that tonight. They have already gotten a good start, scoring a first-inning run, something they didn't do back here in Geneva until the very late innings. Runner goes. The throw from Ducks will not be in time. Olsovsky gets to second safely. And that count is now going to go to 2-1 for Ethan Herrera. On deck, Logan Scheider for the Pioneers. Scheider also a two-way player. We've seen him play a little long relieving, low leverage role. And he's also played in the infield from time to time. 3-1 here to Herrera. And I wouldn't be surprised if Circe wants to try to get Herrera on base as a base runner and let the Pios get a double play opportunity again. The two hitters at the bottom of the order for the Pios aren't necessarily ones who always swing deep fly balls. That one tipped away from Herrera, 3-2. So a full count here, and again, thank you for tuning in and trying to deal with the very choppy video. And again, if you want some cleaner video for now, go and check out our comrades over the Geneva channel. I've linked it in the chat. 3-2. Sofsky goes back to second as Circe watches. That one's going to be popped up. Deep left field. And going to get down behind. Herrera will likely get that RBI to support his cause. Not fielded clean enough, so Olsovsky will trot on home. Ethan Herrera, an RBI double. What a play from our pitcher to give Pios the early 2-run lead. And this is what the Pios wanted after a strong showing in Jamestown to come here and get a good start.
Third baseman, number 2, Logan Schneider.
Now I'll bring up Scheider now with a man on, one away. I will say, Circe, he's had a couple great games against the Pios. That one where he pitched, he also had a home run in. But the first time the Pios played the Red Wings, Circe actually blew the game for the Red Wings in his bullpen stint. He went a little over, I think, a third of an inning and conceded the few runs the Pios needed to get a comeback victory. 1-1 now to Scheider. On deck, Lucas Berube as the catcher position again, shuffling back and forth. 1-1. 2-1. And honestly, I'll only do some advertisements because there will be audio. Since the video is going to be choppy, you could barely read it on stream. So definitely bear with us, of course, if you're still watching from Elmira's perspective tonight. 2-1. That one low. Gets away from Ducks, but he's back on it. 3-1 count now. So Herrera on second, Scheider at the plate. The Pios win here. They'd improve to 13-15 and stay in that playoff hunt. I think Geneva's a couple games over 500, doing pretty well. But again, a loss here would start to slip them closer to that bubble. Auburn, I know that, Edwin, you were trying to update us in the score. And when it comes to Jamestown, they won. Those four teams fighting for 2 playoff spots. Batavia, Utica leading in the division. Utica's had a slow couple games, but probably will be safe in the top 2 seeds. Batavia is a beatable team, but are also generally a very good team. The Pios have lost every single time facing them. So I've imagined that those two will be the top 2 seeds, but it'll be a dogfight for 4th and 3rd. 3-1 now for Scheider. And 3-2. Scheider was ready to toss his bat for ball 4, but the late call brings that count full. That one sent. Should be foul. It is. The at-bat will continue. Circe is going to be eating a little pitch count here, and these at-bats from Scheider and other Pios are not going to be what the Geneva Red Wings want, as they bet they want Circe to really go 4 or 5 innings or longer. At this rate, you wonder if Circe can make it through 4 and maybe barely through 5. But Scheider's going to go down looking this time. That was neatly put down the middle. And 2 away now.
Catcher, number 9, Lucas Berube.
Berube, he's going to step up now for the Pios with 2 away. They've got that runner in scoring position. A hit from Berube surely brings him home. 1-0, and even though there's a good framing attempt there from Ducks, the umpire won't call that a strike. 1-0 here. Berube's going to send that one foul. Count now 1-1. Geneva's ballpark has one major defect. It's facing the sun, meaning the field is pretty much blinded for half the game when there's a sunset. However, there is good news. It's a Sunday game. We start early, and that sun still pretty high. Now, 1-1. Outside, 2-1 here for Scheider. Even though it's a little bright out, as it's a beautiful day. Beautiful day out here in Geneva. In fact, it's almost a little too hot here in the booth. I've already drank a full bottle of water up here. It's still a perfect day for baseball out on the field. And if you can see it on the stream as it goes at maybe 2 frames per second, white uniforms for the Geneva Red Wings, blue uniforms, the standard road attire for your Pios. Over the 4th of July weekend, that did change as the Pios donned the navy and white. But that's changed back to the gray and blue for home, navy and white on the road. Fouled away again. Full count with 2 away. A big payoff pitch coming up for the Pios catcher. Mandler on deck after he walked and would later score. Back in the first inning, he might have an opportunity in the second inning to help the team's cause even more. 3-2. That one's going to be grounded over to second, picked up, throw to first in time, and that'll end the inning. 2 hits, 1 run comes home. No errors this time around. 1 will be left on base. The Pios take a 2-0 lead early, and now a message from our sponsor as we get ready for the bottom of the second inning.
When you're on the go, your bank should go with you. You need to change the way you money. With Chemung Canal Trust Company, you can take control of your money your way. Whether you're multitasking from your home office, killing time at your kids' soccer practice, or jet-setting around the globe, now you can manage your money right from the palm of your hand. Change the way you money with Chemung Canal Trust Company. Chemung Canal Trust Company. Member FDIC. Equal housing lender.
With Chemung Canal's mobile banking services, you can get back to doing what you love most faster. At Chemung Canal, you chart your course and we'll help you get there. Chemung Canal Trust Company, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Bottom of the second inning.
Lead off for the Red Wings in the bottom of the second
We're
inning.
ready to go here.
Number 15, Jordan Jaffe.
Jaffe leading off for the Red Wings. At this point, it is a full recording here for the Pios. We'll attempt maybe in another half inning to get a stream up, but unfortunately this stream has died. That first pitch is going to be popped up. However, Bobby Marsh is going to get under it. If he can find it, yes he does.
Left fielder, number 14, Cole Fleming.
And they'll bring Cole Fleming to the dish. The left fielder for the Geneva Red Wings. Batting 206 on the year for the Red Wings. Love to see if he can try to bump that up a little bit.
0-1 here now for Fleming.
As it is Jaffe, Fleming, and Ortiz.
Fleming and Ortiz, the next two due up. Fleming, he's out in left field for the Red Wings. First pitch now from Herrera, taken for ball one.
This is down low for a ball. 1-0. That's the thing that the Red Wings have to focus on. They have to work on building up the pitch counts a little bit. Like working these long at-bats is something that they were very successful earlier last week.
2-0 here. So Herrera can't find that one. He's had a really strong start to the game. Only a rocket from Surse brought him to second. The only blemish so far for the Pios on defense. And now he's going to get back 2-1 as this one bounces off the fence in front of the window. I think we've already mentioned the porch here very close to the field. I have a feeling that some of the players and fans, especially below, could probably hear stuff going on, which is always fun. This one's going to be sent to the outfield. But Mandler under it, 2 away.
Mandler gets it, and that'll be the second one here in the inning. So blue fly ball to bring out the second.
Had some distance, but a little too much air.
Shortstop, number
2 away, and now that'll bring up Ortiz.
Ortiz up to the dish for the Red Wings.
The Red Wings shortstop back up, and the Red Wings had their first hit of the game with 2 away. It allowed Surse to get in scoring position, but Gorham flew out. 4 fly balls surrendered from Ethan Herrera so far. But again, it's a wood bat league, and even though there have been a couple home runs by the Red Wings, and it is more of a hitter's park here, it's definitely not easy to take that ball over the wall. Swing and a miss there, 0-2, and now they're down to 2 strikes with 2 away. 0-2 here for Ethan Herrera. Checked up, 1-2. That one fouled away. Still 1-2 here. The Pios won 12-2 last night in Jamestown. Tristan Champa, another elite start. He got his 4th win of the season. And by the way, that's one shy of the all-time wins record for the Pios. If Champa gets a win in his next outing, it will be tied with a group of 5 pitchers for 5 Pio wins, the most of all time. 3-2. That one's going to be grounded hard and gets by Shader at third. Picked up by Bobby Marsh. A hard hit single with 2 away. That's a second 2-out hit here for the Red Wings.
right fielder, number 4,
And that brings up
Brandon Jelpe.
Brandon Jelpe now.
I'll bring a Brandon Jelpe to the dish for the Red Wings. Batting 170 in the air. Big struggling for the Red Wings. Been their outfielders and not having struggling to hit up to this point. Something they would really like to change going forward. And Jelpe kicks in and we're underway. First pitch misses for
1-0 here.
Tried to frame it with Berube, but he misses, so the count goes to 1-0. 1-0 first, that being Ray Ortiz.
We are going to try this one more time. When it comes to streaming, that one's going to be sent foul, 1-1 now.
Because even at 1 ball, 1 strike.
One and one here. And reminder, of course, this stream dies. Just head over to Geneva's stream linked in the description. It'll have a actual live coverage. And then, if you want to hear my beautiful voice, which I don't really think is too beautiful, you can always take a look at this replay after the game. Going back and making a nice catch is Cooper Smith. And that'll end the inning. 1 hit, 1 runner left the board. That'll be all for the Geneva Red Wings. Pios Baseball will be back after this.
For more than a century, you've counted on Arnett Health. Counted on us to heal you, support you, encourage you, get you back on your feet. And for more than a century, Arnett has counted on you too. You're our community, our purpose, our passion. You're the reason we do what we do. Because giving our patients the best of ourselves is just who we are. Looking forward while embracing our legacy. Staying on the cutting edge while staying connected to our patients. Focusing on state-of-the-art procedures and the most effective care. At Arnett, we're nurses, doctors, and teams of other caregivers inspired by healing. We know your physical, emotional, and spiritual health are each part of the whole of you. To continue a tradition of medicine driven by compassion, teaching, and healing. That's why we're here. It's who we are. It's what we do.
Mandler leading off here on the top of the third. Tom South Corning is this inning sponsor for your Pios. Tom South Corning, one of many Pios sponsors that help make this season possible. 0-1.
First pitch in there for a call strike. 0-1 to count. Search. Back for his third inning of work. Would really like to do a reversal.
Top of the third. That one gets low and inside and hits him in the foot. So Mandler gets aboard twice in a row. After 6 outs against Jamestown, Mandler has turned it around in the best way.
And now bring up Cooper Smith, the right fielder.
Right fielder, number 8, Cooper Smith.
One thing I know that Scott Smith will be loving, Cooper Smith 1 for 1 today, and he's got a chance to get another hit. His single helped Mandler get into scoring position, and where he would later score on a Bobby Marsh sacrifice fly. Runner on, no one out for Cooper. Takes this first pitch to the outfield, and it'll drop in no man's land. Mandler is going to stay at second. Runners on first and second now with no one out.
Cooper Smith in just his third inning. So already first two are aboard here to start off top of the third.
Left fielder.
The Pios will be loving this. I know it'll be a little disappointing
Someone warming up in the bullpen
for Geneva. And I'll bring up Bobby Marsh. And when mentioning his performance, Bobby Marsh said, well, hey, yeah, I had a good June last season and a rough July. I figured I might as well switch it around this year. And he's had an electric start to July. He brought home the first run via sacrifice fly. And now he's got a chance to try to bring it home to give the Pios a 3-run lead and potentially end Surce's day early. There is action in the bullpen. That one gets grounded and tipped off the first baseman's bag. Base is now loaded with no one out. So that'll be an error on the first baseman on that play. Unlucky for Geneva. Bases are now loaded. Had a chance for the Pios to extend their lead.
Hitter, number 33, Frank Wayman.
Now here is Frank Wayman.
up there. And that'll bring up Frank Wayman, the designated hitter, to the dish for the Pioneers. 309 hitting on the season. Frank
Wayman takes that one in the dirt, ball one. He grounded out in his first at bat.
Wayman's probably one of the top hitters in this team. One of the two hitters in the ball club hitting over 300 in the year. 22 games played. He has 17 RBIs. About to add 2 more at least to his total
1-0.
in this at bat.
And yeah, that'll have been the last attempt to try to stream. According from here on out, 1-0.
1-0 offer from Surse.
Outside, 2-0.
Nowhere to put Wayman, so you would imagine the next pitch would possibly be somewhere in the zone.
At this point, Surse has done a good job not giving up free passes apart from a walk early to Mandler and a hit by pitch to Mandler. He would not want to change that here with the bases loaded. And ball 3, so now you've got a pitch that you know is probably going to be a strike, but Wayman will probably take it anyway. It's always a good idea to take because, again, you take this pitch and it is outside and misses. The Pios lead by 3 and will have continued their scoring streak. Wayman says going to jump on it and fouls it away, 3-1. Tom South Corning, this inning's sponsor. Pioneers not too far away in Geneva, but still a road trip. A little quiet Sunday afternoon here. And, oh, ball 4. And that will give the Pios a 3-0 lead. This time the free pass will bring it home. And we are going to see a conference as the manager comes out to the mound. Now the question is whether it's going to be a poll or just a meeting. And Surse, he's actually reaching out with the ball. I think he wants to be done. And the manager will take it. 2 innings for Surse, 3 runs, and he's responsible for all 3 currently on the base path. Unlucky for him, Surse, however, can still try to help himself get a no decision as he'll remain at the plate. And with that, 3-0 Pios lead. And we'll get you who that new pitcher is in just a second.
Your attention, please. Ladies and gentlemen, now pitching for the Red Wings, number 13, Zach Garlander.
Well, Zach Garlander will begin to warm up. Let me use this opportunity to thank everyone who has helped sponsor the Elmira Pioneers this season. AJ's Outdoor Power Equipment, Arc Chemung Schuyler, Arnett Health, Big Fox, Blaze Brockway Contracting, Beal Electric, Buckley's Automotive, Billy Hill Vineyards, Catholic Charities, Chemung Canal Trust, Clemens Center, Coca-Cola, Dandy Mini Marts, Elm Chevy, Elmira Heat Treating, Elmira Junior Enforcers, First Transit, Glove House, Hardinge, Heroes Comic Shop, Hilliard, Jubilee Foods, Just in Time, M&T Bank, NYSCO PBA, Office Equipment, OPWDD, Papa John's, Pinecroft Golf Course, Salins, Save a Lot, Seneca Beverage, Service Master, Surf Pro, Shedden's Wholesale, Simmons Rockwell, Slammin' Jammin' Barbecue, Solutions FCU, Southern Tier Custom Fab, Suburban Propane, SUNY Corning, Susan Minchin DDS, The Cakery, Tioga Downs, Today Special, Tom South Corning, Tower Broadcasting, The Town of Southport, Turtleleaf, U.S. Navy, Value Homes, Vasco and Vasco Brands, Wegmans, Waste Markets, and Wilbur Auto. Thanks again for making this Pioneer season possible. 3-0 now with the bases loaded with no one out. The Pios off to an absolutely massive start here on this Sunday afternoon game. That'll bring up Joe Muzio again.
First baseman, Joe Musio.
So now Muzio up.
Back here in the top of the third will be Zach Garlander up on the mound waiting for the Red Wings. We'll get you his information and stats in just a moment.
First pitch here now to Joe Muzio. Outside, ball 1. I will say, when it comes to Joe Muzio,
As we take a look over the stats on the season for Garlander, the lowest ERA in the team, the highest ERA in the team by far, 15.43. Next pitch inside, high inside for a ball.
2-0 here. And Garlander has a pretty high ERA for Geneva, so obviously the memo is, hey Garlander, just come in, eat a couple innings. And it'll be good for Garlander, even though he's got the bases loaded. It's a very low pressure situation to be called in a tough spot like this. Although, you don't want to open it up with 3 straight balls. Muzio, if he takes one more, could give the Pios another lead. And for Surge, that would actually give him another earned run. And ball 4. Muzio can just sit around and get on base. Cooper Smith comes home and is now a 4-0 Pios lead. And I will say, that'll bring up Lucas Phelps. Phelps today, he struck out. He'll be looking just to get on base here. And I have a feeling that he's probably going to be told, hey, take until you have to swing. And again, with the Pios lead, they can afford to be passive here. And finally gets a strike, strike 1. This umpire is very vocal in terms of saying strike, but usually those counts are later. So it's a good thing Geneva has such a close booth. Otherwise, we'd probably be tripping over saying ball after he waits 5 seconds to do it. Now it's 1-1. The Auburn Doubleday is currently tied with the Newark Pilots. Of course, Elmira currently leading 4-0 here. Utica leading against Watertown. And the big one, the Jamestown Tarp Skunks, I'm pretty sure, have just run ahead ruled the Newark Pilots, or Niagara Power, by a score of 20-4. So, if you can tell, I think Jamestown wants a little bit of revenge after that last night defeat to the Pioneers.
Here today is 20-4 is the score. Jamestown leads over Niagara in the bottom of the 7th. So you imagine the run rule might be in play.
1-2 now for Phelps. High, ball 2.
Stairs barely. Phelps, I was surprised Phelps didn't take a hack at that one. Nonetheless, he had a lose.
Phelps a .258 average on the season, and even though he's now second on the team and third on the team in strikeouts, with now 19 after that first at bat, third on the team. Still being disciplined in this bat here as he fouls it back onto the roof. Garlinger, he's pitched 7 innings and 5 relief appearances. 5 strikeouts to 8 walks, make that 9 today. They're also warming up someone else. So I wonder if Garlinger is just going to be tasked with just trying to limit the damage as much as possible here. This one popped up from Phelps. And as it's in play, it'll likely be out number 1. Yes, it will. 1 away here. Phelps pops out. That'll bring up Joel Sofsky. Now that bottom of the Pios order did a great job hitting last time. And will be looking to do the same this time. Joel Sofsky had a good start with a single where he would later score from second on an Ethan Herrera double. Pios currently lead 4-0. And they do have 3 runners on. And with 1 away, you've got a real chance for a sac fly. That should be it right here as it's deep center field. They're going to throw and try to get a runner out at third. They can't. It's a sacrifice fly for Olsovsky. 5-run lead for the Pios. Marsh scores from third. Wayman gets to third. Marsh from third to home. Wayman second to third. However, at first base, Muzio stays put. Don't you know, Pump It Up would be blaring over the Dunfield speakers. But for now, it's just silence here in Geneva. Some attendance here, but a little bit less tonight in Geneva. 2 away now as Muzio is going to take second on ball 1. And actually, it looked like Muzio had touched first or something had happened. Whether Muzio had an early jump or thought he was being told to come back. And Muzio talking over there. The first base coach, I think, wanting an extra word about it. Muzio a little shocked about what happened. And I'll say I am too. But I don't think the Pios will be stressing too much. They were able to score 3 runs. They only strand 2. 1 hit only with 1 error. And the Pios will now lead 5-0 entering the break for the bottom of the 3rd inning.
No run scores. No run scores. Tag and break off the plate. No run scores. What if white wine was not made for poultry, but for friendship? What if red wine set aside the steak and made room for love? What if we've been drinking wine wrong all along, and instead wine was to be shared as a human experience with love, integrity, and hope? Hi, my name is Greg Taylor. I'm the vineyard manager and property manager of Bully Hill Vineyards, and I'm a 4th generation winemaker and 5th generation grape grower of my family. So it all started with my great-great-grandfather George and his son Walter Taylor Sr. They came up to this region for the promise of a better life due to the rising wine industry on Keuka Lake. Walter Taylor was the one who first started the Taylor Wine Company. The Taylor Wine Company was one of the largest wineries in the United States. My great-grandfather had passed away, and my grandfather Grayton and his 2 brothers Fred and Clarence took over the company at its peak, producing around 40 million gallons of wine a year. Grayton had a son, Walter, who was my father, and he started Bully Hill Vineyards in 1967. My father had a vision for the Finger Lakes wine industry. When Bully Hill was started, only 5 producers existed, and now there's over 300. And he firmly believed that you have to have a certain level of integrity and honesty with the people around you and yourself. And these are kind of the staples of what our business is. Bully Hill was built on the back of French-American hybrid vines. These varietals were developed in France in the 19th century, and they were brought over by my grandfather in the 1950s. And here at Bully Hill, we started the experimental.
Now, for bottom of the 3rd here, strike 1 taken. Gotta just fix up the final graphic very quickly. And yeah, on that play, I actually couldn't see it since the glare is starting to shine over here. Wayman was trying to go home. They were doing the old pickoff and let a run score, but that run didn't score before the tag was made. 0-2 now for Ethan Herrera. Herrera actually doesn't have a strikeout this game.
Working quickly through the count, and that's something that the Red Wings have to really dig into. Pitch count.
0-2. That one's going to be grounded over to Lucas Phelps. He'll pick it up and make the throw to first, caught by Muzio.
That'll be the
First out of the inning. 1 away now, and Ethan Herrera continuing this very solid start.
Baseman, number 5, Ozzie Fleischer.
Ozzie Fleischer from Tufts University.
Fletcher up now. So, bottom few here in the order for Geneva. He's the number 10 hitter. On deck, we've got Tremble. He'll be guaranteed, no matter how this at-bat goes, to get a chance this inning. Ball 1 now. Here's the pitch from Herrera to Fletcher again. And this time called strike 1, breaking into the zone. It was a little low and outside, but just tagging that corner. That one's going to be grounded over to Herrera, over to Phelps. Phelps, a great play, and that's the defense we are accustomed to seeing from Lucas Phelps all season. 2 away. They do have to change that error to the bottom of the 3rd. And Treble will now be up. He grounded out to Herrera in his first at-bat. One and 0 here.
The first pitch was outside, ball 1. Last at bat, back in the first inning. Grounded back up to Herrera to report the first out of the ball game for the Red Wings. Next pitch misses. 2-0 the count. Trying to work the count a little bit.
So 2-0, and Treble just taking his time And now he actually is going to get ahead 3-0. No free bases conceded yet today from Ethan Herrera. Taking a look at his stats for the season. 463, 11 strikeouts to only 6 walks. That one in the zone, 3-1. And with 2-0 or 2 outs, he has conceded 2 2-out hits here. But he then immediately followed them up with 2 outs. The 3-1 this time a little low, so another base runner with 2 away. Treble gets aboard with a walk, as that'll bring up Shane Dukes. Dukes, actually pronounced like Dukes.
Number 1, Shane Dukes.
He's going to be on first. For Treble on first, Dukes now at the plate. Herrera looking to keep this scoreless. He had 1 start this season, and in total is 1-1 on the year when it comes to his record. That one gets behind Berube, and that'll let the runner get to second. When it comes to Pios' pitching staff, there's only 2 pitchers that have 2 wins this season or more. Those 3 pitchers. That's Kevin Serrano, who's only started once and came out in relief every other time. Braden Coletta, who's had 5 starts. And Tristan Champa. One and one. So now we're seeing Herrera fighting back a little harder now with 2 away, which is exactly what the Pios need him to do. Just fight, get a couple balls in play, and just get it out. 1-2 now. Duke's down in the count. He's a very consistent hitter, hence why he's batting second and early in the order. Can he keep the inning alive? Runner goes. No, he doesn't. Instead, it's going to be grounded again to Phelps. He can't come up with it cleanly. Runners will be at the corners. So we'll have to wait and see whether that's graded as an error on Phelps. I think it will be. It might be the first error of the game for the Pios. And we're going to wait for the confirmation. Yes, it is. Tough there for Phelps. Runners at the corners. Just a tough to field ball that time. And now we'll bring up Surs. Surs had a rocket of a double previously, and he'll be wanting to help his team out after he struggled early on the mound. 1-0. And I'll double check really quickly. And yeah, Surs is responsible for all 5 runs that came home in the game so far, including the 3 that went home in the 3rd inning. The ones eventually walked or hit in with those bases loaded were not the relievers. Mandler under it, and he will make the catch to end the inning. An error got a runner aboard, a walk got a runner aboard, but no runs, no hits, that singular error. 2 get stranded, and the Pios still lead entering the 4th inning, 5-0. What a start for the Pios. Really turning it around here against Geneva.
Hi, I'm Bill Mullaney, president of SUNY Corning Community College. I'm here today to let you know the classes and the quality of education that you've expected of us are ready to be delivered. Whether you're interested in transferring to a 4-year university or joining the workforce directly, Corning Community College has the program for you. We're here to provide the best possible education that we can, no matter what your aspirations. We hope that as you begin to weigh your options for the fall semester, you'll think first of Corning Community College. We're here for you, closer to home. Hi, I'm Bill Mullaney, president of SUNY Corning Community College.
The Pioneers take a break from PGCBL play tomorrow when they face off against Mansfield. Make sure you join us then. It'll be back at Dunfield. Ethan Herrera, he's leading off after his at-bat was interrupted with that little chaotic base path situation. And apparently, Muzio, after being tagged out, wasn't tagged out slowly enough in a way to let Frank Wayman come home for the sixth pile run. Oh, that one inside. And it should be 0-1 because that was actually, I think, fouled off. Otherwise, it would be a hit by pitch. I'll have to wait and see what the umpire's call was that. So 2-0, 1-1. I'm not really sure. We'll have to wait for the umpire's call there. That was a very close first pitch. That one's going to be taken by Ethan Herrera. It doesn't matter what that count is because Herrera gets on with a single. So Herrera continues his strong day, and I will say Herrera's emergence here in the middle of the season is something I think Coach Drum will absolutely love. A reliever, a starter you can trust, and as well, doing well at the plate means we can see more of him. To quote Coach Drum, this team has a lot of Otanis. Runner on first now for Logan Scheider. He struck out looking in his first at-bat. He'll look at ball one this time. SNY Corning Community College, this inning sponsor. You can always make sure you check out those sponsors in that top right corner of the screen. And 2-0. Now, you might see a sign over in left field. It's Kangaroo. And if a ball can hit that sign, there's some sweet prizes for the fans here in Geneva. That's their equivalent of our Roadhouse Target. Now, 2-0 here. Garlander, that one now 2-1. Berube on deck. And he'd have a runner on first to try to move around. 3-1 now. And I'll say bad news for Dukes. He's been trying to frame a lot of those all day. Doing a good job. But the umpire not giving him the benefit. And I will say so far, very much the opposite of a few nights ago, where against Oneonta, the pitchers had a very active strike zone, where balls that were pretty far outside were taken as strikes. Here, balls that are pretty borderline are almost always going to the hitter, whether it's Herrera on the mound, Garlander on the mound, or Circe on the mound. And that'll bring up Lucas Berube, 2-on, no one out. So Garlander is just going to be tasked with trying to get through, I think, the third or maybe fourth innings. Berube fouls that one back 0-1. Geneva and the Pioneers will face each other a little more as the season progresses. In fact, I'll pull out the schedule really quickly and tell you the next time these two teams will face off. Pioneers have a majority of their end-of-season games against those strong five in the West Division. So definitely going to be interesting to see how the Pios do as the season continues and we get into the latter days of June and we start to really take a look at the games margins and the playoff margins because all four of those teams are really in a dead heat. Now the count 2-1. 2-1 here for Berube. Swing and miss, 2-2. Geneva and Auburn, or Geneva and the Pios will face each other again on the 27th and 28th. Back-to-back days, one in Dunfield and one here at McDonough Park. That one fouled away again, so Berube keeping alive. Berube, the 10 hitter here. Unless we see a triple play here, which I haven't seen yet in a PGCBL season, it would be Max Mailer taking the plate for his third at-bat. Got on and scored twice. Garlander to Berube, 2-2.
Just look over the runner second. Kicks and deals.
Ball 3 now.
Count runs full, 3-2. This will be the seventh pitch this at bat. I've actually commenced. Between Berube and Garlinger, you got to remember that in the last inning, last at bat. Berube also worked with count full as well.
Here's the pitch now from Garlander. That one's going to be sent deep left field, and it'll get to the wall.
That'll get to the wall. That'll be good for, and they call that a foul ball.
So just foul. Unlucky for Berube. It's very hard to see from up here again because the sun is in a very bad spot. We go again, 3-2. Yeah, it looks like it probably just ducked away from third base that time. That'll be disappointing for Berube. Would have been a great chance for him to get a hit. Berube again keeping alive, really drawing a long at bat here.
The third foul ball and a 2-strike count for Berube. Very tough battle here. Garlinger does not want to blink and get bases loaded. Go back to the top of the lineup.
3-2 for Garlinger. And ball 4 as it gets away. Runner.
Meanwhile, trying to score on the score.
He's not going to score. He's going to just stay at third. Herrera was looking to go, but ultimately decides, you know what, I'll just keep at third. Not going to risk the close play. And besides, here comes Max Mandler. And here comes, I think, the pitching coach coming out here for Geneva. And I have a feeling he's just going to tell Garlinger, hey, just got to calm down and try to settle it. And yeah, it is going to be taken out. Garlinger is going to be able to get through get through one inning in the third inning, and will be getting replaced here. He's responsible for all the runners. He surrendered just one hit in that start and a few walks. SUNY Corning, as number 17 enters the game. And we'll be right back with this message from our sponsor.
Hi, I'm Bill Mullaney, president of SUNY Corning Community College. I'm here today to let you know the classes and the quality of education that you've expected of us are ready to be delivered. Whether you're interested in transferring to a four-year university or joining the workforce directly, Corning Community College has the program for you. We're here to provide the best possible education that we can, no matter what your aspirations. We hope that as you begin to weigh your options for the fall semester, you'll think first of Corning Community College. We're here for you, closer to home.
With Chemung Canal's mobile banking services, you can get back to doing what you love most faster. At Chemung Canal, you chart your course and we'll help you get there. Chemung Canal Trust Company, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Sergel is going to enter the game now for the Red Wings. He carries a 13.5 ERA. He's another low leverage long reliever. He actually has a 600 opposing average. So I think at this point, Geneva just wants a pitcher who will get balls in play, and that is something he does. 4 strikeouts to 9 walks. And Sergel has one mission. Hey, just get as many outs as you can. See if you can help save a couple of our other bullpen arms. And I will say, Garlander, he'll probably be commended for being able to get out of a tough jam with only a couple runs conceded. If Sergel can get out of this jam with bases loaded and no one out, it would help Garlinger end his day without surrendering a single earned run. I have to practice that one more time. Garlinger, okay.
Third baseman.
I was thinking Garlic,
Center fielder.
Garland.
23, Max
Names can be weird sometime, and it's weird. I should be better with names. I do FIFA all the time, and you got players from all around the world. Max Mandler up now. Takes strike one. Mandler, in his last 8 at-bats, has not come up with a hit. However, he did get on base and score twice tonight, which is good. Let's see what Mandler can do here. Outside, and actually call for strike 2 on that corner. Just another case of the slow call right there. It looked like it was outside, but Our view up here, tiny bit skewed to the right or left. So that right stand of the zone probably was a little closer in. 0-2 for Mandler. And this time goes down looking, and Mandler, not a big fan of that call. Nothing much he can do about it. One away.
Right fielder, number 8, Cooper Smith.
That'll bring up Cooper Smith now with one away. And for Cooper Smith, you know he always brings a mentality of he wants to get on base or die trying. Favorite movie, Talladega Nights? If he isn't first, he's last. Although he is second here in the Pios lineup. That one low outside, ball 1. And here's Cooper Smith now with the 1-0 count. That one a little high, but called. Strike 1.
Possibly imagine the umpires just trying to extend this, trying to get this game going a little bit at a faster rate.
1-1 here for Cooper Smith. Potential benefit of the doubt pitch from there from Circle, especially on that one we also saw for Mandler. But he won't give you everything. The count now 2-1. Because again, in a pretty strong start like this for the Pios, you wouldn't be surprised if the umps just want to try to keep it a little competitive with those calls. It's a sign more of sportsmanship too. So it can be annoying. We've seen the Pios benefit from that when they were down late against Oneonta. In fact, Max Mandler was a beneficiary of that. He came on as a position player and pitched the final 2/3 of the inning in the 9th inning in a 15-4 Pios loss. But the Pios have currently responded with a 17-run scored at 2 runs conceded margin throughout the next few innings. And that will be a walk for Cooper Smith. 6-run lead now for the Pios. Herrera comes home. Ruby to second, Scheider to third. Cooper Smith gets to first. I think for road games, I'll add a "Don't You Know" pump it up sound effect that I'll eventually play if we do score on the road. We have more home games for the rest of the season, but a fair share on the road. 3-game home stretch starting from the 11th to 13th. Next road game is going to be out in Auburn, and after that we head out to Newark on the 17th on the road. 1 week from tomorrow is going to be another off day for the Pios where they take a break. Quick conference right here between Dukes and Sertle. "79 degrees out here in Geneva, hovering around 79 and 80. Sunset at 8:47. Currently the top of the 4th inning. Even though it's a slightly slower game because we have seen a lot of these long innings, I doubt we'll have this game still going on by the time the sun does set fully. One away now. Marsh takes ball 1. So 1-0 now for Bobby Marsh. Marsh, he pops this one up. And Ortiz under it. That will be the infield fly rule. So Ortiz will be bailed out there. It's an infield fly for him, but Ortiz losing it in the sun. That's why the infield fly rule is in effect, folks, because otherwise Ortiz would have picked it up, thrown it to second, and they could have then thrown it, or they would have picked it up, thrown it to third, then thrown it to second, and get the easiest double play of their lives. 2 away here for Elmira. That's going to bring up Frank Wayman. But shame for Ortiz right there. That even the best of us drop into the sun. You can ask Cooper Smith. I think he had dropped 2 balls over in Oneonta thanks to a setting sun there. First pitch for Wayman, low, ball 1. The Pioneers have not lost with the run-ahead rule, but they did defeat Newark with it in a 5-inning game back in Newark not too long ago. Ironically enough, that was also coming off a losing streak. This one popped up. It could end the inning unless it drops, and it is caught in left field. Pios will strand the bases loaded, but they do add 1 to their lead. 1 hit, 1 run, no errors, but 3 stranded. Pioneer Baseball will return right after this with the bottom half of the inning. Here's an ad from our sponsor.
Owned and operated since 1905. At the Hilliard Corporation, we've proven ourselves time and time again as the leading industrial manufacturer in the Elmira and Southern Tier region. We make the products you need with the quality you and your business deserve. Industrial clutches and brakes, drivetrain products, filtration equipment, engine starters, braking systems. We engineer, manufacture, and distribute them. All of the products we manufacture are designed right here, so we truly know the products we provide for you, inside and out. On top of being an industrial manufacturer, at the Hilliard Corporation we also serve as a weld shop and machine shop. We specialize in creating custom parts and pieces to fit particular and uncommon applications. The secondary location is the home of the drivetrain division, where products for Polaris and other vehicle manufacturers are made. This is a high-volume, celled manufacturing plant that produces thousands of parts daily. Over time, Hilliard's product line has diversified, but our company has stayed true to our Elmira roots. Today, Hilliard maintains its original location while continually expanding its motion control and filtration product lines in the Elmira area. Hilliard designs and manufactures for companies around the globe, occupying more than 500,000 square feet and employing about 500 people. Taking pride in serving the Elmira community for over a century, the Hilliard Corporation.
Pios Baseball back here in the bottom of the fourth inning. They currently lead 6-0. Ethan Herrera on the mound as he warms up and is ready to go. Gorham, Jeff, and Fleming, the three due up for the Red Wings. Pios currently lead, but again, we've seen crazier things happen in the PGCBL. It'll be up to Herrera to just keep it going, keep that lead secure. And Gorham will lead off. Herrera's done a great job of keeping it quiet. In fact, he hasn't allowed a run since the second inning. He had a clean third inning in terms of hits. And still holds a shutout. It's now 1-0 count for Gorham. Here's Herrera now. That one, just a little high, 2-0. And now, unsurprisingly, you won't see Herrera benefiting from a few of the more lenient calls, as the Pios do have that lead. It'll be business as usual with them on the mound. And even a good framing attempt from Berube will make that count 3-0. So Gorham likely not going to even try to touch this ball here. He'd very much like a leadoff walk. But this time it'll land in the zone, strike one. Herrera's always gotten an out to start the inning, which has been a great trend for his. That one's going to be lined and should be... No, it won't get down. It'll be caught, one away. Disappointing for Gorham. He worked on a brilliant count and hit that ball really well. But instead, it's just going to soar right into Mandler's glove. And Mandler making some great plays in center field, proving he can play literally everywhere except catcher and starting pitcher. He could definitely come in relief sometimes if he needs to, as we saw against Anianta. Ooh, 1-0 here, and I definitely think that was strike one. Maybe I was also fooled from the strong framing from Berube, but that'll be the first pitch now to Jeff, 1-0. Swing and a miss there, 1-1. Even though their ERA for the staff isn't amazing, the Pios pitching staff has been very solid this year. A lot of solid arms that Drum can trust and rely upon. And that one flown to right and caught by Cooper Smith. 2 away now. And the big thing is that Ethan Herrera is making this game go quickly.
14, Cole Fleming.
Fleming now up. Pios have been shuffling at center field a little bit. And the reason being, Alex Lustini, the man that had returned to the Pios, suffered a hand injury off a hit by pitch. He has a questionable return date. Unfortunately, I don't think at this point it's really good news for him returning for the rest of the season. 1-0 here taken. Also, I believe unlikely to return Johnny Wall and Nick Reiser. 2 big pieces of the Pios we'll unlikely see again. 1-0 here. Pios staying focused, staying motivated, and players being able to fill in and do well, which is great to see. Anthony Keefe, the man we mentioned, had just joined the Pioneers yesterday. He's been listed as a reliever that can be ready to come in, but obviously, with the way that this game is going for Ethan Herrera, I don't think he's going to need to play tonight. If the Pios really have a great 5th inning and score a couple runs, that would make the chances of an Ethan Herrera complete game even better. And we've seen Drum trying some new things with relievers here. We saw Aziv Gar come in with a start. Apart from a segment of hit by pitches, he did well, only surrendering 3 runs in a 3-inning stint. We know Gar will definitely be active in the bullpen more often. And tonight, of course, we're seeing Ethan Herrera making another start. And this experiment going a lot better, as Herrera has been forcing a lot of quick outs. This one not as quick. We're seeing Fleming force a long at-bat here. And obviously, the Red Wings will want to go to a new pitcher in the bullpen. They have found success against Pios bullpen pitchers in the past. This one's sent up. Phelps under it. And the inning is over. 1, 2, 3. Surprisingly enough, that's the first 1, 2, 3 inning of the day for Ethan Herrera. And that was one where we had a couple pretty close at-bats. We'll be up in the top of the 5th. Right after this, Pios still lead on the road here. A great day for Pios baseball.
When you're on the go, your bank should go with you. You need to change the way you money. With Chemung Canal Trust Company, you can take control of your money your way. Whether you're multitasking from your home office, killing time at your kids' soccer practice, or jet-setting around the globe, now you can manage your money right from the palm of your hand. Change the way you money with Chemung Canal Trust Company. Chemung Canal Trust Company. Member FDIC. Equal housing lender.
Top of the 5th here. Joe Muzio. Jolton Joe. He's going to lead off here. And I will say, he said, hey, go easy on me in the booth. Well, hey, Joe, you've put up a good performance today. And so have the Pios, so you don't need to worry about that. 1-0 here from Muzio. All he needs to do is keep doing well at the plate. Swing and a miss there. Hey, you've got it, Joe. Keep working. 1-1. One place I really didn't give Muzio a hard time, easy time last night, was playing Bus Mafia on the way back. I think that was a little unfair strike. Muzio, I think, just a victim here of the 6-run lead for the Pios in that pitch. 1-2 now. That one's going to be lined for a base hit up the middle. Muzio on the scene with a leadoff single.
Shortstop number 21, Lucas Phelps.
That'll bring up Lucas Phelps. 1-2 count. He's got Muzio on first. Muzio having a little talk over there with the Red Wings first baseman. He's been a very chatty guy, likes to chat with a lot of people. Opposing team members, umpires. One time that conversation with the umpire didn't go perfectly well, although an injection in the first inning, I think, is a tiny bit soft. 0-1 now taken by Lucas Phelps. That one gets away, and Muzio's going to go 2. He'll be safe. And I'll say, as Muzio might start talking over with the second baseman there, actually gives him a little pat on the shoulder. I remember one time there was a fan sitting in the stands all alone, and Muzio chatted with him for a minute during batting practice, which that was a fun little wholesome memory. Now he's just 180 feet from home, 90 feet from third. 1-2 now to Phelps. Pios have scored 1 in the first, 1 in the second, 3 in the third, 1 in the fourth, and they're going to be looking to get a run here in the fifth. Southern Tier Custom Fab, this inning sponsor of your Pioneers. 1-2 now to Lucas Phelps. Ball 2 just outside, didn't fall for that one. Three and 2 now. Phelps currently 0 for 2 today. He's actually the only Pie to have not reached base yet. And he's going to go down looking. Good frame from Dukes. And I think just a mixture of those factors getting in the way of Lucas Phelps there. One away with that man on second. Osofsky back at the plate. Osofsky is a sacrifice fly and a single. He gets a ball in play again that gets down for a hit. I'm sure Muzio is going to make it the full distance home. One away here. And strike one taken. It's a little higher zone right now, I'd say, for Pios hitters. Osofsky also not the world's shortest player. And this time 0-2 as he swings and misses that time. Sergel settling down a bit, which is good. Got a player just stretching out in the bullpen. But obviously with Sergel doing well, they're going to want him to go as far as he can. That one's going to be sent to the outfield. And actually, it was a catch there at short. Very hard to see with the sun. But it's going to be a double play there, 6-4. That'll end the inning. First inning, the Pios can't score, and they actually go down technically in order with one hit. Pioneer Baseball returns in the bottom of the fifth inning after this word from our sponsor.
Hi, I'm Bill Mullaney, president of SUNY Corning Community College. I'm here today to let you know the classes and the quality of education that you've expected of us are ready to be delivered. Whether you're interested in transferring to a four-year university or joining the workforce directly, Corning Community College has the program for you. We're here to provide the best possible education that we can, no matter what your aspirations. We hope that as you begin to weigh your options for the fall semester, you'll think first of Corning Community College. We're here for you, closer to home.
Ortiz back up. He had a single earlier, and also earlier, he dropped the ball that was an infield fly rule, and demonstrating why the infield fly rule exists is if a pop ball over the infield falls, that can turn into an easy double play as the runners usually just stay back at first, second, and third in that case. So if you ever wonder why some of those rules exist, there are some cheeky little loopholes players can try from time to time. That one's going to be sent, and base hit as it bounces over to Mandler. Sorry, not Mandler, Marsh. Ortiz gets his second at-bat and second hit. That'll bring up Jelpy with no one out, one on.
Right fielder, number 4, Brandon Jelpy.
Jelpy kicks in after a leadoff single by Ray Ortiz, his second hit of the ball game. He's 2 for 2 now into this.
No strikes.
Runner on. Clean count for Jelpy. Flew out in his first at-bat.
Runner on first for Geneva, trying to get some started here.
Ball one.
Pitch misses in the dirt for a ball, 1-0. Kump on deck. He'll be next.
Low.
In the dirt, and the count is 2-0. Berube
Brube back on it.
pretty quickly.
Ortiz won't go from first.
And also on the schedule, Geneva, it does say in the regular schedule, they will be going to Syracuse, but Syracuse's schedule does not say that. So that is still
2-0 here now.
concerned about that, but nonetheless.
That one in the dirt again. Brube finally gets to it. Ortiz just didn't want to go. 3-0 here. Pios bullpen empty. They're trusting in Herrera. I do wonder whether Herrera might have a little weaker stamina.
Well, we'll see how this plays out as there's still no action in the Elmira bullpen. From the 3-0 offering from
The 3-0, and it'll be ball 4.
Clover, ball 4.
A walk and single to lead off the inning. Jelpy at first. Ortiz at second. Billy Wildman just going to come out and talk with Ethan Herrera here. And just see if he can just get him, calm back down.
Elmira will try to discuss what to do in this scenario where both come up to pitch. He goes in one of the best. Thank you all for tuning in and watching this. It's been a very exhilarating game. The 44 people that are currently watching at the comfort of your own home. Hope you're enjoying it, and hope you're enjoying the season so far of Geneva Red Wings baseball in the PCBL baseball throughout the league. The West Division has very much been a hot-headed race up to this point. Now they're breaking up the mound meeting and about set here.
Third baseman, number 30, Cole Kump.
Cole Kump for Geneva.
Cole Kumpf, he's up now. Herrera just going to be told, hey, we got a good lead. Just see if we can get some early outs. Kumpf not going to try to bunt it here. Instead, he fouls it back. 0-1. We saw Muzio playing in a little bit, ready to do that.
Their first pitch is, I guess, is the strategy now. Trying to find something they liked earlier in the count. 1-1 offering coming up. No runs, 3 hits, 2 errors. The Geneva line score so far for their 4+ innings of baseball.
1-1 now for Herrera.
The count goes even at 1-1 strike.
Kumpf grounded out in his first at-bat. One and one. Strike 2 now taken. Ruby, good framing there. Kumpf down 1-2 in the count.
Having a pretty much a roller coaster season so far. Started off 3-6 on the year.
That one's going to be grounded over to third. They get it over to second, and it gets away from Olsovsky. That'll score 1 run. Picked up by Cooper Smith. Run is going to stay at third. So it's now a 6-1 ball game with runners at the corners on the error. That'll probably help the Pios a little bit in the next inning, as it'll probably mean the umpires won't be as lenient when it comes to making calls. But an error there on Scheider. 6-1 now.
Second baseman.
No one out.
5, Ozzie Fleischer. No count.
So unfortunately for Kumpf, it won't be an RBI in the play because it was an error. But he'll be able to still help that run come home. 1-0 here. Geneva finally getting back into it a little here. And the chance now for Fleischer to try to keep that offense going. That first one was actually called a strike. This one called a ball. Berube on top of it. Now it's a 1-1 count. It looked like there was a double play chance in that previous play before that throw just slipped. Now 1-1. Runners on second and third. That one's going to be grounded over to Muzio. Gets by him. Gets by Olsovsky. Runner going to run third and head for home. A 2 RBI single.
It's a base hit.
It's now 6-3 Geneva, 6-3 Elmira. On the 2 RBI single.
It got by both the Pios infielders, and it's now a 6-3 game.
So we go back to the top of the order with Harris in trouble.
Runner on first. And the Pios lead, not safe, as we just see right there.
Center fielder, number 36.
And now certainly someone's got to go warm up, and they will. It looks like it's going to be Anthony Keefe, the new signing for the Pioneers. Treble up, got on base with a walk last time.
Elmira, who at the top of the order, is in trouble. He's 0 for 1 tonight.
Strike 1 taken there. Still no outs here for Geneva. And they've now got a tying run on deck, so this game really does have some life in it.
Harrison Treble off to the dish, and it'll be Harrison Treble Dukes on deck, and this is where things get very interesting.
Runner goes, and the ball gets away from Berube. Runner is going to stay at second, though.
And there'll be a runner dancing off the stolen base from Fleischer. The runner in scoring position for Geneva, trying to extend it. Playing very aggressively on the bases this inning. Wondering what became of that. 2-1 is a count. So that's the game in the moment.
3-1 here.
Next pitch, the count goes to 3-1. Geneva in business.
And Ethan Herrera really needs to get out of the jam here.
First time all night we've seen Geneva start to show some sign of life in the batter's box. Next pitch. Long and foul tip.
3-2 here.
The count goes full 3-2. You now want to get off your seat this time. It's now starting to get interesting.
That one's going to be fouled away.
Fouled away.
And a big full count here. And I'll give you a little tidbit. Ethan Herrera actually hasn't gotten a strikeout through his 4 innings of work. He's got 1 strike away from being able to get it here.
That are currently trying to watch it. Get an idea for how he can Steele in these clutch situations to help his team out. Full count pitch. Geneva needs
3-2.
something very badly to help advance in the standings. Full count pitch.
That one popped up.
Popped up to third base side.
And it'll be caught by Shader.
Caught by
One
Shader
away.
for the first out of the inning in foul territory, and that'll bring up Shane Dukes to the deck.
So that'll be big as it does get that first out.
Dukes.
Dukes steps up now. Got on base with an error. Back in the third inning.
Shane Dukes, he's over 2. He reached on an error back in the third. And that's been pretty much his line score so far. Pretty quiet for most Red Wings at this point. Good thing started here. First offer to Herrera.
That one's going to be grounded and picked up by Scheider. 2 away is caught by Muzio.
That'll be the second out of the inning.
So Herrera recovering here. And I do assume that this will be finishing his final inning of work here. If he can get out of the jam.
Designated hitter, number 34, Nick Surf.
Surf's up, and he'd love to try to help himself get closer to a no decision with 2 away here. 1 for 2 today with a double back in the first inning.
Trying to get back into a groove up there at the plate. Not worried about his short-term memory of what he did on the mound. The third inning kind of got away from him. First pitch misses inside. 1-0. With Gorham on deck, he will be next. Trying to extend this inning a little bit further.
1-0 here.
1-0. Misses
And
inside, 2.
that was a little high, but I thought Berube framed it well enough. Ball 2.
We have seen a few home runs hit by Sears.
Surse has come up clutch with some big hits before.
Another one here.
Another one here would really, really be dangerous for the Pios. 2-0 here.
Comes 2-0 offering from Herrera. Kicks and deals.
Outside 3-0.
Herrera's been also paying attention to is how he can help the team like Sears is. So you'd imagine he's not giving him anything good at hitting.
Herrera's got a free base, so he might be careful around Surse.
Walk Sears to prevent maybe.
That would bring up Gorham if Surse does get walked. We do see the 3-0 count here.
3-0.
Strike 1.
Strike 3-1. Herrera gives a sign from Berube. With Fleischer at second. 2 gone in the inning. 3-1 offering. Outside.
And ball 4. That was a close one, but they will give it a ball 4 here. Runner on second and first. 2 away.
Extra hitter, number 23, Mike Gorham.
Only 25 stolen bases on 34 attempts for the Red Wings, so they really are more conservative on the base path as Gorham steps up now.
Solid attempt here for Gorham to try to get Solomon going here.
2 away now. First pitch from Herrera. Outside ball 1.
265 hitter on the season. 0 for 2 to
Herrera just needs one more out. He needs to really trust his defense. Give him some strikes.
1-0 to count. Herrera
Try to just help preserve the lead because Gorham now is the tying run at the plate. I think a combination of a lot of things have allowed Geneva to get back into it. 1-1.
count goes even. 1-1 strike. Now we're starting to see some action in the Elmira bullpen.
Keefe has been warming up for a minute. He, I think, most certainly will be ready to go for the 6th inning. But Herrera now a 1-1 count for Gorham. Can he get out of the inning and finish what has been a very solid outing for himself? 2-1.
Elmira fans trying to get a chant going on the visitor side.
People trying to get a Let's Put Pios chant going, but not many people here to join it. 2-2. And I'll say, I think that one may have been a little low. Rather call one of the earlier balls that was high as a strike.
There by the ump, and the count goes
Whether it's a very low strike zone today or just an interesting call. 2-2 now for Gorham.
Elmira leads.
That one's going to be sent over to right field. And Cooper Smith comes up with it. That's the final out of the inning. Actually trying to say that it landed. Cooper Smith did come up with that catch, it looked like.
I don't think they said they caught it. But they might call it a foul ball still.
Actually,
I don't know. We're still figuring out
I'm not really sure they're calling time.
they called it. It is a fair ball. That part has been, I believe, has been decided. But whether it was caught or not is
They're trying to determine whether it was caught or not. It wasn't a foul ball, it was a fair ball. It looked like Cooper Smith came up with the play.
I don't think they said he caught it. So the run will come in to score. So now it's 6-4 Geneva.
And actually, yeah, it's a run will score on the play, and runners are now at the corners. And that is just an interesting decision there. It looked like Cooper Smith came up with that play.
First baseman, number 15, Jordan Jeffy.
Can't say I agree with that one. 2-2. Or no, 2 away, 2 aboard. Tying run now at first. And honestly, that's why you just have to stay consistent, I think, with umpiring. That's just a shame. 0-1.
Very big call in this game at this point.
1-1 here. That was a little low, though, that time. But yeah, it's a 6-4 game. Big inning here from Geneva. They're showing they've got a sign of life. 2-0 here. Actually, 1-1-2. I have no idea what the count is. All right, it's 3-0. If that one was called not a strike at first, I thought it was. I've got no idea at this point. Whether it's 3-0 or 2-1. We'll know after this next pitch. But Jaffe up. It's got Gorham at first. He's going to send that one. And foul, though. He wasn't running to first. I think he knew it was going foul. But it definitely did get us thinking for a second. 2-2. So I was right at first. And we do get the confirmation. 2-2. Herrera just needs one more strike and get out of the inning. And he finally does. I think that maybe it wasn't even a swing. Rather, that was strike 3 in the zone. So I'll ring that up as he went down looking. It's the first strikeout, and he'll get out of the inning. But this game is a little closer now. More Pios baseball right after this.
What if white wine was not made for poultry, but for...
For more than a century, you've counted on Arnett Health. Counted on us to heal you, support you, encourage you, get you back on your feet. And for more than a century, Arnett has counted on you too. You're our community, our purpose, our passion. You're the reason we do what we do. Because giving our patients the best of ourselves is just who we are. Looking forward while embracing our legacy. Staying on the cutting edge while staying connected to our patients. Focusing on state-of-the-art procedures and the most effective care. At Arnett, we're nurses, doctors, and teams of other caregivers inspired by healing. We know your physical, emotional, and spiritual health are each part of the whole of you. To continue a tradition of medicine driven by compassion, teaching, and healing. That's why we're here. It's who we are. It's what we do.
Ethan Herrera leads off here in the top of the 6th. One and 0.
Back to the top of the 6th inning of Geneva baseball. Red Wings were at one point showing 6-0. Looks like they were out of there.
2-0 here to Herrera.
Sergel really got the bullpen and the team.
Sergel has helped out Geneva, keeping it quiet for that 5th inning. The Pios will be looking to go back after they've conceded 4. It's a 2-1 count.
From the mound to the plate, trying to get something going. The count goes to 2-1 for a strike. Herrera's 2 for 2 with the ball game with a double and a base hit.
That one sent by Herrera up, and it'll probably land for the first out of the inning. It is caught in left by Fleming. 1 away. Scheider now up. Him and Berube are the other two due up this inning.
First time since the second inning, Geneva has gotten the leadoff man out.
Third baseman, number 2, Logan Schneider.
Now Logan Schneider up to the dish.
Scheider up here with 1 away.
The punch out and a walk.
0 for 1 with a walk. He's going to be looking to improve in this at bat right here. 1-0 up high. Pios need to look to get that offense back in gear. Circle's done well so far. Pios just need a way to get past him. 1-1. That one was in the zone, just on that inside line. 1-1 here. 1-2 now. Is that one on the outside?
A lot of action happening already. Circle usually struggles around the plate, but he's doing phenomenal.
And 2-2 for Scheider as that one just slips away. A counterpart was mentioning Searle doing great tonight, and then that pitch just goes a little bit low. 2-2 now for Scheider.
Trying to get Schneider out by way of the K.
Scheider's going to send that one over to left field, and it will land. It'll be a single for Scheider with 1 away. That'll help the Pios offense as Berube is ready to go. We do see someone warming up for Geneva, and I have a feeling that is a slightly stronger reliever ready to come in at a moment's notice. Berube walked in the 4th, grounded in the 2nd. He'll be looking to avoid an out right here and bring the top of the order up this inning. Try to get Max Mailer back at the plate. That one, strike 1. I'll say that we have seen now more of a low established zone for these batters. So 0-1. Pickoff attempt. Scheider safe. Oh, 1 here. That one's going to be sent over to third. Get a throw to second. And they're going to get a double play here. 5-4-3. The inning is over.
6-4-3 double play for the Red Wings, and the inning comes to a close.
So they go down in order after that double play again.
2 innings in a row.
Pios inning over. It's a 6-4 lead. And I think at this point we're going to see Anthony Keefe coming to the mound for the Pios.
No Geneva errors, no one.
What if white wine was not made for poultry, but for friendship? What if red wine set aside the steak and made room for love? What if we've been drinking wine wrong all along, and instead wine was to be shared as a human experience with love, integrity, and hope? Hi, my name is Greg Taylor. I'm the vineyard manager and property manager of Bully Hill Vineyards, and I'm a 4th generation winemaker and 5th generation grape grower of my family. So it all started with my great-great-grandfather George and his son Walter Taylor Sr. They came up to this region for the promise of a better life due to the rising wine industry on Keuka Lake. Walter Taylor was the one who first started the Taylor Wine Company. The Taylor Wine Company was one of the largest wineries in the United States. My great-grandfather had passed away, and my grandfather Grayton and his 2 brothers Fred and Clarence took over the company at its peak, producing around 40 million gallons of wine a year. Grayton had a son, Walter, who was my father, and he started Bully Hill Vineyards in 1967. My father had a vision for the Finger Lakes wine industry. When Bully Hill was started, only 5 producers existed, and now there's over 300. And he firmly believed that you have to have a certain level of integrity and honesty with the people around you and yourself. And these are kind of the staples of what our business is. Bully Hill was built on the back of French-American hybrid vines. These varietals were developed in France in the 19th century, and they were brought over by my grandfather in the 1950s. And here at Bully Hill, we started the experimental farm from where these hybrid varietals have made their way to almost all 50 states. As we become more environmentally conscious, we're looking for agricultural solutions that have less impact on the environment. Now, the French hybrids that my grandfather brought over in the 1950s already solved this problem ahead of time. They take half the amount of fungicide, and that was the backbone of what built Bully Hill, the French-American hybrids. My dad firmly believed that a product is an extension of a person's soul, and we still adhere to that today at Bully Hill Vineyards. His memory and his vision is still seen around the Finger Lakes. Here at Bully Hill, we're excited about the future and sharing this experience with you. Bully for you.
Anthony Keefe making his debut for the Pioneers. A two-way player at Clark University. He's going to be called upon to keep things quiet. Back in the 5th inning, Geneva nearly hit around the entire lineup, scoring 4 runs and getting right back into this. It's a 6-4 ball game. And leading off is going to be Fleming. He's currently 0 for 2.
The Red Wings in the last of the 6th inning, the left fielder, number 14, Cole Fleming.
Back here in the home half of the 6th, Geneva trying to get back into it as they already put into the nuts a little bit. 6-4 now the score. And there's a new pitcher on the mound for
There was 4 runs and 3 hits, 1 error, and 2 left aboard the last time. A big inning for Geneva. And their pitching has started to heat up, so we are going to have a pretty close finish here. It'll be up to Keefe to try to keep it a lead. That one's going to be sent over to Phelps. 1 away. And that is the start that I know Keefe liked to see. A hard ground out, and that's going to bring up Ortiz. He had the opening hit back in the 5th inning and would later score. One and 0 now. That one fouled away. It's now 1 and 1.
Ortiz started that 4-run rally back in the 6th inning. Really sparked the
1-1 here for Ortiz from Keefe. And, ooh, gets him with the off speed. 1-2.
as New Jersey Institute of Technology out of the Atlanta Division I school.
Ortiz, he's the only other player apart from Surst to actually have a home run this season for the Red Wings. 7 in total for the Red Wings. 6 from Surst, 1 from Ortiz. And that is it. And 2 and 2, that one just outside. And Ortiz wasn't falling for that.
Brandon Shelby's on deck. He will be next. He walked the last one up and scored. Didn't have to score the second one, I think, for the Red Wings.
3 and 2.
Next pitch missing. The count goes full. 3 and 2. And for Ruby, you can imagine probably a little talk, like calm and Keith down a little bit after the new guy in the bullpen.
Big pitch coming up for Ortiz. 3-2 from Keefe. Ball 4. And Ortiz showing some good discipline and a good eye to get aboard with 1 away. Tying run now at the plate for the Red Wings in Jelpy. He got aboard with a walk and he's 0 for 1.
Brandon Shelby's taking a long time going to the plate because he wants to listen to that walk-off song as much as he can. First pitch is Shelby.
That one popped up. Going to be sent over to right field where Cooper Smith is. He's going to catch it and get the second out of the inning. 2 away here for the Red Wings. Had some distance, but not enough. And also, Ortiz will just go back to first. No chance to tag up for 2.
Number 30, Cole Kumpf.
Kumpf now up.
Two going in the inning. Runner on first for the Red Wings. Looking to try to get a two-out rally here.
Two away here. So far in the game, the Red Wings have done well with 2 outs at the plate. Swing and miss there. Again, fooled by the off-speed from Keefe. Fun fact, Keefe actually didn't play on the mound last season in college. He was just out in the field, but he has pitched a few innings at Clark University. He's going to be tasked with coming in here to eat a couple innings in relief and see if he can just help the Pios cause. Outside, 1-1. Apart from Keefe, also listed among Pio relievers, Serrano, Scheider, and Shimoleski. So we will have to wait and see what happens. 1-1 now for Kumpf. Runner goes. Swing and a miss. The throw from Berube. Not on target, but a good catch by Olsovsky. 1-2 count now with 2 away. Runner in scoring position, a 1-2 count. Kumpf got a base with an error last time. I believe it was an error that actually did bring a runner to home. It was actually 1 run off, I believe, a throwing error. And afterwards, Flesher on deck had a 2 RBI single. By the way, thank you, Blaze Brockway Contracting, this inning's sponsor. Keefe steps off. Still thinking to get a sign here. I think he's got it, 1-2. This one fouled back. Still a 1-2 now. A 207 or 182 average this season for Kumpf. He has a 308 on base percentage. Swing and a miss, and that's a strikeout from Keefe, and he'll get out of the inning. No runs on no hits. 1 left aboard after that walk. And Keefe, successful start to his bullpen stint and start season as a Pioneer. More Pioneers baseball after the break.
When you're on the go, your bank should go with you. You need to change the way you money. With Chemung Canal Trust Company, you can take control of your money your way. Whether you're multitasking from your home office, killing time at your kids' soccer practice, or jet-setting around the globe, now you can manage your money right from the palm of your hand. Change the way you money with Chemung Canal Trust Company. Chemung Canal Trust Company. Member FDIC. Equal housing lender.
Sergel returns to the mound for Geneva, and let me give you the pregame stat lines for each team. Geneva entered the game with a 230 average and a 645 OPS. The Pios have a 654 OPS with a 231 average, so they actually are a little better hitting. 382 ERA, however, compared to a 561 ERA for the Pios. Ooh, Mandler is going to get drilled here. He's okay, though. Didn't think have too much speed on it. He is going to get on base for the second time via HBP. Sergel has let up 1 runner in every inning he's pitched, but so far, he hasn't surrendered a run. He's kept things clean through 3 innings of work, and he's done the job of just pitching and keeping things quiet. He's now got Mandler on first with Cooper Smith. It's the heart of the Pios order up here. 1-0. We saw Cooper Smith make a play on in right field. I definitely thought it was a catch. The umpires ultimately ruled against it. Still great effort from him all night. We've then seen him make more catches later on. 2-0 here. He's got a chance here to get some offense going. He's 2 for 2 with a walk, and he'd like to just help extend that Pios lead if he can get this offense going. 3-0 now from Sergel. And again, we do see someone warming up for Geneva, and you do wonder whether they'll make that call to the pen should Cooper Smith get on base. Marsh and Wayman on deck. They're due up unless there is the double play. Strike one taken. And we'll say that one did look low and in the zone, so I think Cooper Smith turning a little prematurely to try to toss his bat aside. 3-1 here. And ball four this time, a little bit high and inside. Dukes has done a great job framing all night, but won't get it this time. 2-1, no one out now. And nothing going from the Geneva dugout. They're going to let Sergel continue. And here comes Bobby Marsh. Marsh had a sacrifice fly, and he got on and scored via error in the third. After that, he had an infield fly rule that sent him out. High, ball one. Outside, ball two. And as my counterpart was mentioning, maybe the stamina is getting to Sergel a little bit. I wonder how long his previous longest outing has been. So maybe he is starting to run out of gas here, which is great news for the Pios. But I'm sure Sergel has a little more trick up his sleeve. He's been able to get out of jams every single time, and he's really had a great outing tonight. Hasn't been perfect this season with Geneva, but tonight he's really done a good job. And ball four. 3 free bases in a row. That first one just slipping inside and hitting Mandler. Bases are now loaded. I think the pitching coach coming back out. And it does look like as there's motion from the bullpen, Sergel's day will be done after 3 innings pitched. Good outing from him, though. Didn't surrender a single earned run. But there are currently 2 on 3 on the base path with no one out. Unfortunately, though, the Pios do have a habit of stranding bases loaded spots. Daly now coming onto the game. We'll be back right after this as he's going to start warming up.
Hi, I'm Bill Mullaney, president of SUNY Corning Community College. I'm here today to let you know the classes and the quality of education that you've expected of us are ready to be delivered. Whether you're interested in transferring to a 4-year university or joining the workforce directly, Corning Community College has the program for you. We're here to provide the best possible education that we can, no matter what your aspirations. We hope that as you begin to weigh your options for the fall semester, you'll think first of Corning Community College. We're here for you, closer to home.
With Chemung Canal's mobile banking services, you can get back to doing what you love most faster. At Chemung Canal, you chart your course and we'll help you get there. Chemung Canal Trust Company, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
So Daly takes the mound. Orion with a 5.40 ERA. He has started 1 game. 6 2/3 pitched in total. 6 strikeouts to 2 walks, and he allows a 296 average. So what I will say is that he can definitely throw strikes, which is what Geneva needs in this situation. They're not going to want to walk a run home and help the Pios. They're going to keep it close and get out of the jam. His first pitch taken by Wayman. That is going to get down on the ground. 1 run will score, a second run coming home. And Cooper Smith out at the plate. But the Pios do get 1 run on the play. Good throw there from right field. That was a quick play. I'll tell you what happened a little bit better. Jelpy picked up the ground ball, threw it in, and it got to Dukes in time to tag out Smith, who was trying to make it from second. So for Wayman, it's an RBI single, but a good throw prevented that from being a 2 RBI single. 2 aboard on first and second now. Now a 7-4 lead, and that'll bring up Joe Muzio with 1 away. So I will say, even though it did bring home 1 run and the first one earned for Sergel, Geneva can say, hey, we got the out, and now a double play would end the inning. It's going to be up to Muzio to avoid it. He's currently 1 for 2 with a walk. But Wayman continuing a strong hitting form too. He's now 1 for 3. Muzio's going to send that one. And as I mentioned, a double play would end the inning. Well, there was a great catch at first, and that does end the inning. Jeff turns a double play all by himself. Wow. Very surprising play right there. Great catch. And of course, at first you got to take a lead. You're running on contact. Unlucky right there. Inning is over. 3 runners get aboard. 1 runner will get stranded on that double play. 1 runner scores on 1 hit, no errors. Pios extend their lead, but they could have done more. They once again struggled to bring everyone home with bases loaded. Daly gets the job done and gets out of the inning. Pios baseball back after this. Keefe returns to the mound.
Hi, I'm Bill Mullaney, President.
Owned and operated since 1905. At the Hilliard Corporation, we've proven ourselves time and time again as the leading industrial manufacturer in the Elmira and Southern Tier region. We make the products you need with the quality you and your business deserve. Industrial clutches and brakes, drivetrain products, filtration equipment, engine starters, braking systems. We engineer, manufacture, and distribute them. All of the products we manufacture are designed right here, so we truly know the products we provide for you, inside and out. On top of being an industrial manufacturer, at the Hilliard Corporation we also serve as a weld shop and machine shop. We specialize in creating custom parts and pieces to fit particular and uncommon applications. The secondary location is the home of the drivetrain division, where products for Polaris and other vehicle manufacturers are made. This is a high-volume, celled manufacturing plant that produces thousands of parts daily. Over time, Hilliard's product line has diversified, but our company has stayed true to our Elmira roots. Today, Hilliard maintains its
First transit this inning sponsor, Fleischer, leading off for the Red Wings. He is 1 for 2 today, and his last hit brought home 2 RBIs. That one fouled back, 0-1. Pioneers had a big lead early. However, just as things were looking to calm down, Geneva's Red Wings finally took off in the sky and shut down 4 Pio fighters to make it a 7-4 ball game. Well, actually 6-4. The Pios were able to respond and got 1 more run. In the previous inning, this time Cooper Smith comes up with the catch. 1 away. Good slide there to get that one.
Center fielder Harrison Trumbull.
That's going to bring up trouble here with 1 away. Two no count here. With 1 away. Treble's going to foul that one back. It's now 2-1. So once again fouled back, and I'm saved by that chain link fence. Otherwise, it might have hit into that window or got into the booth. 2-2. 2-2 now for treble. That one's going to be grounded over to Muzio, and he's going to keep it 2 away now. Great play there from Muzio. I also just want to give a little shout out to my colleague who does the Geneva stream. He does a lot of the work for Geneva. They have a smaller staff than up in Elmira, where I usually just have to run the broadcast. He not only has to do the broadcast, do the graphics, he does walk-up songs, does point streak, does literally everything. Before the game, he even runs concessions. So he does a great job with that. Meanwhile, this one's going to be sent deep. Is it gone? Yes, it is. It is a solo shot from Ducks, and it is a 7-5 game. Wow. That was taken deep, and I'll say that's the first hit surrendered by Keefe. Unlucky for him, it's a gopher ball. 7-5 is the deficit. With 2 away, the Red Wings find something. That's the 4th home run surrendered all season, and now Circe. You know he's hungry. He's had 6 home runs of the year, of the 8 now for Geneva. Pios still yet to get a home run. Oh, there's a hat on the field. Okay, one of the bullpen guys over for Geneva went and got it. The umpire had to stop play for a second. Tough for Keefe, but we'll just show you the graphic. That's the first time we've had to pull it up in a little while. Home run for Geneva, 7-5 ball game. First pitch from Keefe. That one's chopped, and looks like this one will end the inning as it's picked up. And final out. So, good inning for Keefe, except for one little hit that, I don't know if you guys remember it. It went pretty far and cleared that short wall. It wasn't really too short of a wall. It was a very good hit. And good job there for Shane Dukes. His first hit of the game leaves the stadium. 1 run, 1 hit, no one left the board. It's back to a 2-run deficit. 7-5 lead for the Pios, but Geneva proving they're still right behind.
When you're on the go, your bank should go with you. You need to change the way you money. With Chemung Canal Trust Company, you can take control of your money your way. Whether you're multitasking from your home office, killing time at your kids' soccer practice, or jet-setting around the globe, now you can manage your money right from the palm of your hand. Change the way you money with Chemung Canal Trust Company. Chemung Canal Trust Company. Member FDIC. Equal housing.
Top of the 8th inning here underway, and McDermott has come on to center field to replace Harrison Trouble. 1-0 count here. And Treble has done a good job out in center field tracking balls down. However, at the plate, I think they're ultimately just deciding to make a change. This one popped up by Phelps. We saw a home run in the previous inning. This one's not a home run. Instead, it's caught in foul territory. And Phelps will continue a tough day. Unlucky for him. 1 away now. That's going to bring up Joe Olsofsky.
Second baseman, number 19, Joel
Arnett Health this inning's sponsor. One thing I will say for the Pios, they definitely would like to try to get back on the run column again. The 7th inning saw both teams score. Pios hitting around and being able to drive a run home. And then all it took was from the catcher, Shane Dukes, one little moonshot. We saw Marbury Marsh go back, but there was no use. That was leaving the stadium. That one's going to be sent deep left field, but this time it'll be caught closer to the warning track. 2 away now. And I'm frantically trying to write down stats while also evade a fly that has flown into this booth. Unfortunately, it's a little bit harder for me to try to spray any defensive off spray here, so I'm going to just have to be waving around and making sure it flies out that window. 2 away now after that fly out. Pios down first 2 batters. Here comes Ethan Herrera. He'd like to help protect his cause. 0-1. And Daly, he's got a single and double today. He's just a triple and home run short of the cycle. That one's going to be grounded hard to short, and it won't help him get a cycle. It'll end the inning. 1-2-3 inning, and that's actually the 3rd time they've gone 1-2-3, but the first one they've gone cleanly 1-2-3. The other times have been aided with a double play or other similar final out. That's the top half of the 8th done, and now the slightly hot Geneva bats will come back up, and I think Keefe will return to the mound. Might imagine someone start to stretch out in the bullpen soon and get ready for the end of the game, unless they do want to give a green light for Keefe. I mean, his only hit that he did surrender did go about 400 feet. More Pios baseball right after this.
With nearly 3,000 employees working across various locations in the Southern Tier, Arnett Health was recognized as one of America's best mid-size employers by Forbes for 2022. And we turn to our employees to find out what makes Arnett such a good employer.
Is the level of ownership that everyone has for their work and the amount that they show that they care.
Regardless of role or job title, everyone here supports one another and brings passion to the work they do.
During the COVID pandemic, we had everybody in our system come together and work as a really strong team.
They want to be here, they love being here, they love helping everybody.
Everywhere I go, we have just great staff. And they're my friends, and I see them how dedicated and hardworking they are.
It's amazing how much perseverance and effort we go through to strive for the best patient outcomes possible.
For more than a century, you've counted on Arnett Health. Counted on us to heal you, support you, encourage you, get you back on your feet.
We're back here in the bottom of the 8th now. Pios still leads 7-5. It was a very quick top half of the inning as the Pios went out in 3 straight batters. And I'll bring up Gorham, Jeff, and Fleming, the 3 due up. So Keefe, he's continuing his relief stint. He's done a good job through 2 innings. He's given up just 1 run on 1 little hit. I will say it's been pretty much a rarity to see home runs this season. Out of over 20 games, we've only seen 3 on broadcast and 4 in total. The only little downside is none have been hit by a pioneer hitter. 1-0 now. 2-0 here. So that one goes low. So Gorham taking some pitches here. Bullpen for the Pios is empty. They're giving a green light to Keefe. And they're going to want him to see if he can just try to close out this game. Foul back 2-1. Now. And Gorham today, he had an RBI single back in his previous at bat. He's 1 for 3. 3-1 now. That one taken just a little high. I'll say these umpires have given less high ball calls and more high ball calls and more low strike calls. 3-1. That one's going to be grounded to first. Picked up on a hop by Muzio, and he will make it to first in time, 1 away. Jaffe with 1 away now. Jaffe, he doesn't have a hit yet today, and he's also not reached base. In fact, he is the only player on the Red Wings that hasn't gotten aboard yet. everyone else has via walk, error, or some other mean, like a hit. Scout now 0-1-0. That one grounded shallow to Berube, and it is fair, so I'll be the second out of the inning. So we occasionally see those bouncing off the plate be called foul, but that time it was fair. It did go forward. And I'll bring up Cole Fleming. Fleming also didn't get a board, actually. He's one of two of the Red Wings, but he does have a chance here with two way to do it. We've seen multiple two-out hits, multiple two-out base runners from the Red Wings. And at this stage, a Red Wing getting on base would bring up a tying run, and we know that the Red Wings can occasionally get a couple homers. 0-1 now. We see another attempt at a Let's Go Pios chant here. Now, 0-2. And like I said, you can find a lower zone easier than the high zone. And he's ahead 0-2 at 2-0. That one popped up. Berube under it. And he catches it. That'll end the inning. So the Pios respond with a 1-2-3 inning of their own. And this is actually the first time they were able to get a 1-2-3 inning against the Red Wings. Now we're going to head to the ninth inning. Thanks again to Arnett Health being that inning's sponsor of your Elmira Pioneers.
For more than a century, you've counted on Arnett Health. Counted on us to heal you, support you, encourage you, get you back on your feet. And for more than a century, Arnett has counted on you too. You're our community, our purpose, our passion. You're the reason we do what we do. Because giving our patients the best of ourselves is just who we are. Looking forward while embracing our legacy. Staying on the cutting edge while staying connected to our patients. Focusing on state-of-the-art procedures and the most effective care. At Arnett, we're nurses, doctors, and teams of other caregivers inspired by healing. We know your physical, emotional, and spiritual health are each part of the whole of you. To continue a tradition of medicine driven by compassion, teaching, and healing. That's why we're here. It's who we are. It's what we do.
Scheider leading off for the Pios. Him, Berube, and Mandler, the three due up this time for your Elmira Pioneers. And strike one. Scheider's gone to board with a walk, and he's also had a single, 1 for 2. And two good framing there from Dukes. Looked a little outside, but hey, got to respect a good frame when it happens. 0-2 now here in the top of the ninth. That one, it's going to be a little low. Ball 1. 1-2 for Scheider. That one's going to be grounded over to third and can't get to it. It's going to be fair. Scheider ultimately going to stay at 1, but he'll get a leadoff single here. And actually, it will be graded an E5. Okay, scored as a hit. And I think scoring it as a hit is pretty fair there for the Pios. It was definitely a tough play at third, and I think it would have been a little harsh to give him the error on that time. You could say, well, it did kind of go on one hop, but again, he also would have had to make a tough backhanded grab. And that'll bring up Berube. That one in the dirt, ball 1. Duke's back on it. 1-0. Pickoff attempt. Scheider safe. Scheider with that second hit. He's tied with Herrera for the most hits on the day for the Pios. So once again, we're seeing quite a few hits from the low parts of the order. And the top of the order is a little slower with hits. They have gone on base quite a bit, though. And for Dukes, again, just the high side has been an established ball area, even though there's a good framing attempt. We've seen Herrera struggle that, Keefe struggle that. We've seen the three previous pitchers of Geneva struggle that. And similarly here, that one fouled away. So Keefe probably be ready for the ninth inning, but 2-1 now after that foul ball. That one low, but again picked up as it's now a 3-1 count. The Pios got that base runner, and they'd like to bring Scheider home. Just try to help Keefe's cause a little bit more, as that bottom of the ninth, that last chance saloon is going to be the most stressful inning of the game for everyone involved, Pios and Red Wings fans included. Ball 4. Mandler has 2 aboard here with no one out. Willie Hill Vineyards, of course, this inning and the last chance saloon sponsor. And here comes Max Mandler. Mandler, he's 0 for 1 today, but he's got 3 runs on 3 free bases. He's been hit twice by pitches. But hey, it's 10 straight at-bats where he hasn't gotten a hit. Let's see if he can change it. Max, need you bad. Here's the first pitch from Daly. That one's going to be sent. Deep center field. He's going to have to track back. Will it go off to wall? 1 run will surely score. Both runners going to be sent as they throw it in. It won't be in time. Mandler snaps the slump, and the throw goes wild. It'll be a double, but the errant throw and reception will let him get to third. Mandler on the scene there. An error. I think it might be graded as a triple, but I think there was a throwing error on the play. I'm not sure if that'll be called an error. But either way, that'll put 2 runs on the board for the Pios. And Mandler, like a mafia medic, making the choice on the scene. Huge play from Mandler, and it almost got over the wall again here, but it lands at the wall and does the job, putting 2 runners home. That'll bring up Cooper Smith with Mandler on third, and they won't grade it as an error, so it's just going to be a straight-up triple. 9-5 lead for the Pios. Smith is going to take ball 1 here. So, as the scoreboard has been updated, it will be a double and an error on the catcher. Cooper Smith flies out to left, and the sacrifice fly won't work here as Mandler holds up at third. That now brings up the first out of the inning, and the meaty part of the Pios order. Marsh up now. He also doesn't have a hit, but he did get on with an error and did get a sacrifice fly. He's 0 for 2 with a walk. And we know Marsh has got some power on his bat. He's never got a home run as a Pioneer at a hitter-friendly stadium. Do you think that Marsh can try to make Pio history tonight? He wanted to do on that swing. Strike 1. I'll say even though Mandler did have a big RBI play right there, Daly's done a good job on the mound too. Really solid relieving days from the Red Wings. 1-1. Of course, the biggest relief day came from Sergel. who I believe actually allowed just one run in total off the one hit that was given up in that inning from Daly. Now it's a 1-2 count for Marsh, as that one was called strike 2. Marsh fouls that one backward. 1-2 here. Marsh fouls that one away. We hear a little, Bobby, put some barrel on the ball from the Pios dugout. He said he's just going to take that one 2-2. But some fun encouragement from the left-hand side. But 9-5 lead for the Pios. And Marsh wanting to make it 10. 2-2. 3-2. High. That high zone has been impossible to find strikes for a chunk of the game. Wayman on deck unless there's a double play. So even if Daly can retire Marsh, he's got another tough batter. Strike 3 this time goes down looking. That one breaking right into the zone. 2 away here in the top of the 9th. That'll bring up Frank Wayman. Wayman, a hit, a walk. He's got an RBI and 1 for 3. I have a feeling that will improve his average today. If he can get on base here or avoid getting it out, he would have ultimately improved his batting average. Ball 1 just a bit high. I'll say with a different umpire, that very well would have been strike 1 after that good frame, but these umpires tonight, a very low zone when it comes to their established strike zone. Ball, and Wayman didn't go around. He double checks with his comrade over at second in the infield, and he says, nope, he stayed fine. It was close up here. I think Wayman also did check up. 2-0 now. And that one doesn't need a check. It's in the dirt, 3-0. Muzio on deck. And Muzio had incredibly bad luck in his last at-bat where he lined out to first for a double play. But, of course, it's going to be up to Wayman to get on base with this at-bat here. And he fouls that one away, 3-1. And generally a 3-0 you want to take, but that's also where you're expecting a good pitch. So that's why Frank Wayman went. Now here's the 3-1. He's going to ground that foul. It's now a full count with 2 away. And Daly is battled back. We know Mandler is going to be looking to run from third to home. Now Wayman, 3-2. He's going to foul that one off. So the payoff pitch is going to come one more time. Full count again for Wayman. This time going to ground it over to first. Can he beat the throw? No, he cannot. That'll end the inning. The 3-1 retires the top half of the inning. 2 runs come home on a 2 RBI double from Mandler. 2 hits, 1 error, 1 left on base. It's time for Last Chance Saloon here in Geneva. Bottom of the ninth, the Red Wings. They have fought back, but the Pios getting in the way with a 2-run double in the ninth from Max Mandler, who patrols center field. The Sheriff's Duel coming down to 3 final outs. Ortiz, Jelpe, and Kumpf, the 3 due up. First pitch now from Keefe. Taken for strike 1. Ortiz, he's 2 for 2. Jelpe, 0 for 2 with a walk. Kumpf, 0 for 2, or 0 for 3, but he did get on base with an error. The trio combined have scored 3 runs today with 2 walks. Two and 1 now. 2 for 7, 2 walks, 3 runs is the full scoreline of those 3 batters today. And now the count goes 2-2. Keefe today came on for the 6th inning. And he's going to be looking to finish out this game. He's allowed just 1 hit and 1 walk. And 1 run thanks to that 1 hit going a bit further than a usual hit. Inside, good attempt to frame it by Berube, but that was very far inside as Ortiz had to shimmy out of the way. 3-2 for Keefe. No action from the Pios bullpen. They're going to give a green light to Keefe, and it really would take a large explosion of offense from the lower half of the order from Geneva to come back into it. Ball 4, that one a bit low. Ortiz gets on another time. In fact, you know, I wasn't wrong. Hold on. I thought that Ortiz... I almost forgot that Ortiz had that second hit previously that I was counting in that. But I actually had been counting it. I'd assumed it had been someone else. But either way, we'll get on for the 4th time. No one out. Runner on first. Jelpe. He's flown out twice and he's walked once. He's got a little power behind his bat. And I know Keefe might have to be a little careful of that. But also, he's going to want to try to get some outs going here. That one, ball 1, as Berube actually slips it out of his glove. Keeps in front of him, though, so Ortiz can't go. I think Wildman's going to tell someone to start just warming up as a precaution. Looks like it'll be Kevin Serrano. 1-0 now. Swing and a miss there, 1-1. We've already seen that the break and movement on Keefe's pitches have made them hard to hit before, with a little bit of that extra oomph in the stuff behind them. 1-1 here. These 3 batters against Keefe have 1 walk, a flyout, and a strikeout, and we saw a repeat of that with the first batter. Now the count 1-2. Here's the 1-2. No one out. 2-2 now. Berube back up quickly. Ortiz hasn't gone. 2 stolen bases today for Geneva. I believe one of them also came off a wild pitch. And strike 3. He's going to get him paying that outside high corner. And I know with those high pitches being called balls all day, that's going to be very unlucky for Jelpe. And he's understandably, I think, a little disappointed. I know I certainly would be if that was on a Pio hitter, because those calls have usually gone the way of the batter. That's going to bring up Kumpf with 1 away. Pios have, I don't think, turned to double play yet today. Doing so would get him a 2nd win in the row here on the road, and against 2 of the tougher teams in the Western Division, and even Jamestown playoff rivals. Swing and a miss, pickoff, but Ortiz back safely. Berube not able to get that in time. 0-1 here. Good reaction from Berube, but Ortiz is able to get back in time. Wonder if we do see a pickoff eventually. But keep in mind, of course, Geneva not incredibly aggressive on the base paths. 0-1 from Keefe. Swing and a miss right there, 0-2. Kumpf has drawn 4 walks to 8 strikeouts. You can turn that to 4-9 in that ratio so far today. Doesn't want it to be 4-10. And 1-2. By the way, if you're watching from the Elmira side with the after game replay, thank you for tuning in here. 1-2. 1-2. Now to Kumpf. That one's going to be sent over to left field, but going to be caught by Bobby Marsh, 2 away. Geneva down to their last out. Keefe just needs a third of an inning to secure it. Flesher up. 1 for 3 with 2 RBIs on a big play back in the 5th. That was where the Red Wings put up 4 runs and made this a little bit closer. The Pios have then extended the lead a little bit longer again, back to 4 runs. But that was where things got a little shaky. 2 away now for Keefe. Strike 1 taken. And that low zone has always been called strikes today for every hitter. 0-1 here. This one's going to be sent up high. And will it do it unless it drops? And it does drop as both players get in the way. It'll be an error, I'm pretty sure, on Smith or Olsavsky. We'll have to wait and see who it's graded on. But this game will continue on an error. And that, my friends, is a failure to communicate. Who's getting that? And that'll be on Olsavsky. And we're now going to see McDermott come up to the plate here.
Number 7, Andrew McDermott.
We had seen him come in the field, and now he's at the plate for real this time. With 2 away and 2 on, will he be able to make the managerial substitution look good? Pios still have a safe lead, but the tying run is technically on deck, and that is Shane Dukes. And we all know how his last at-bat went. Looks over at first, looks over at third. First pitch now. Outside, ball 1. I will say for Keefe, he just needs to throw strikes. McDermott's a solid hitter. He's hitting 176, and he also has 4 RBIs. He's good at drawing walks as an OBP of 341, but at this point, you don't want to load the bases to a very dangerous hitter. Swing and a miss there. Now the count 1-1. You know the fans here, even though it's not completely sold out, I know the fans here have gotten a great game tonight, and they're hoping it'll continue just a bit longer. Except for the one Pios fan who has started those chants. The 1-1 and strike 2. Wow. And I'll repeat that again. Those pitches have been called balls pretty much all day. And they're back down to their final strike again. Keefe and McDermott. Can Keefe help the Pios win 2 in a row on the road? That one's going to be sent up over to left field. Phelps calls for it, and he's going to make the catch to end the game. Geneva had been a lot like the boogeyman the past few times for the Pioneers, scoring double-digit runs. But tonight, amidst a pretty chaotic game, an early big lead for the Pios, a big comeback from the Red Wings, a solo shot from Dukes, and Mandler breaking his hitting slump, the Pios take a 9-5 victory here on the road. 9-5, and I don't have the hits and errors total, unfortunately. it got erased too quickly. You can find that up on Point Streak. I'm Taylor Storthy. We'll be back next time, and the Pioneers take on Mansfield for the return of Jonathan Haynes. Thank you for watching.